Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope you are hearing me very well. Rogers, am I clear? Do you people hear me properly?
Yes, you are very clear.
Okay, thank you. So, as Mr. Rogers has just given you people the preamble, today we want to try to look at how best we can transform the other traditional classes that we have been having, the physical class, which is bounded by the four walls of a building. I want to learn how best can we transform that physical class to become a virtual class. So he has told you case studies of some institutions which are already using online classrooms or different online platforms. But for this specific case, we are going to try to understand how best we can use Google Classroom, which is totally a free platform, another free service given to us by Google. So if you remember in our previous sessions when we talked about different Google tools, we talked about having a Gmail account being something which gives you a lot of privileges. You get to access services like Google Classroom, you get to access services like Google Drive, the popular YouTube, and the rest. So right today, we also want to look at Google Classroom as another privilege, as another service that we get to access just because we are having Gmail accounts. So that definitely tells you that for you to have what we call a Google Classroom, which is a free online service. Basically, Google Classroom is a free online service that lets teachers and students to easily share files. And then also teachers can be in position to interact, teachers can be in position to assign the learners different teaching and learning materials, just like what happens in a physical class. Of course, in a physical class, we must have the room, which is a physical room. And then we must also have the learners, we must have the teachers, and then we must have the teaching and the learning resources. So the only difference between a physical class and the Google Classroom is the physical class happens on a physical building. Now, this time around, when we talk of a Google Classroom, we are talking about a cloud-based classroom, an online classroom, whereby the teacher gets to teach the learners, the teacher gets to interact with the learners from their different localities. So the teaching and the learning process also goes on, just like the way it goes on in a physical class, because the teacher can create assignments, the teacher can be able to post the quizzes, the teacher can be in position to upload any teaching and learning material that the teacher needs the learners to use to learn something. And then the other advantage of this Google Classroom is a teacher can be in position to grade his or her learners without having any material, without having any scripts printed. Of course, when you relate it to a physical class, with a physical class, the teacher sets the work and then types the work, prints the work, and then gives it to the learners to write it. And then after the learner's writing, the teacher has to collect the work, collect the scripts, and then goes to mark them, and then after has to give feedback, has to give the learners maybe their grades according to the way they have performed on that particular assignment or exam that they have attempted. So with Google Classroom, it has very many features, it has very many functionalities which actually simplify the teacher's work, whereby a teacher can be in position to set, for example, a quiz, and then it automatically grades the learners. And then the teacher's work actually the learners can be in position to see their grades immediately after attempting the quiz. And then some assignments, still the teacher can be in position to review the assignment, the responses to the assignment, and then the teacher can be in position to grade the learners. So some of these things you have been doing them passively as learners. So we are going to learn today practically how we can do all those things, how you can be able to create a class, how you can be able to create an assignment, to upload the teaching and learning material, and then how you can be able to grade your learners. But then, what are the requirements for you to have this so-called Google Classroom? Basically, when you see your screen, there are only two unique requirements that you need to have as a teacher. You need a Gmail account. This one is a must. Without it, you cannot be in position to come up with a Google Classroom. And then you also need a physical gadget, like maybe a laptop, a desktop, or a smartphone. So at least if you have one of the three, you should be in position to create a Google Classroom. And then we are reminded here that a Google Classroom can work efficiently, or you can be in position to come up with a Google Classroom when you're using a smartphone, when you have downloaded its app. So that means when you are having a smartphone, you basically need to download the Google app from the Google Play Store. If you are using an Android device, then if you are using an Apple device, then you have to go to the App Store and then you download it. So we want to look at a brief guide. How do we come up with a Google Classroom? What steps do we follow? So as you see, the very first step is you launch your internet browser, which may be Google Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, or any browser that you have that you can use to access internet. But I highly recommend that you should have mostly Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. Those two browsers, at least, they don't have many issues, like browsers like Opera Mini, Internet Explorer. They give you some hard time when you're accessing Google-based services. So once you launch an internet browser, you will have to enter this address, which is classroom.google.com, onto the address bar of your internet browser. After entering this address, and then you hit enter on your keyboard. And then it will ask you to sign in to your Google Classroom. You need to have a Gmail account. Before you start thinking of a Google Classroom, you need to make sure that you have a Gmail account. Because if you are not signed into that Gmail account on an internet browser that you are using, the moment you enter this other address, it's going to ask you to sign into your Gmail account. So you just enter your Gmail account details, like the email address and then the password, and then you should be able to sign into your Gmail account, which automatically gives you access to your Google Classroom. So after signing in, the next thing is you need to create a class. You need to create a class. Of course, when you look at this class, you'll see this is the plus icon that you'll be welcomed with immediately you finish to sign into your Google Classroom with your Gmail account. You will see somewhere on the top right corner of your window that will open. You will see a plus icon. So when you click on that plus icon, you will see two options: join a class and then create a class. Join a class means you want to join a class as a student. Maybe you want to join a class which was already created. Just like we have been inviting most of you people to join the Google class that we have created. So if you are to join a class which has been already created, the learner basically clicks the plus icon and then come to join a class, and then the learner should be in position to join using the class code. We are going to see what we call a class code. But of course, by now I know you're already familiar with, because we have been sharing a Google Classroom code with you people. So this is where that class code is required from. But it is basically required by the learners who are supposed to join your Google Classroom. So as a teacher, you will need to come to create a class. So you click create a class. The moment you click create a class, this other window has to appear where it will ask for the class name, you will enter it. It will ask for the section, the subject, and then the room. So the most useful information that is required here is the class name. You can see these other ones are optional, but the class name, it is a must. You must enter it there. So after entering that information, then you click create. And then once you click create, you will be welcomed to your Google Classroom. And then you'll be in position to see 4 tabs. There is the stream tab, the classwork tab, the people tab, and then the marks tab. So you'll also, when you click the stream tab, you'll see the name of your Google Classroom, and then the class code will also be displayed there. That class code is a very useful code because it is the one that is going to it's the one that will enable your learners to be in position to join a class. So you need to take note of that code seriously. So let's talk about the stream tab. So when you click on the stream tab is where you make communication. So the stream tab, I may relate it to your Facebook timeline. Most of us use Facebook. So, you know, once you post something on Facebook, it has to appear on your timeline. So I will relate the stream tab to your Facebook timeline. So the moment you post something on the classes stream section, that can be a communication to your learners. It can be even a document that you have prepared earlier on, and then it has full information that you want to communicate to your learners. So any notice, any announcement, any communication that you want to particular learners or to the entire class is made here at the stream tab. So you just click on stream, and then it will give you a place where you share information with your class. So I've told you, you can share with the entire class, all the students, or you can share with just some of the students. We shall be seeing that practically. So you can even upload maybe a resource. You can upload maybe a circular having information, and then you post it there on the screen, and then it will be accessed by all your learners. So as we continue, we want to look at now how to create a question, how to create an assignment or a quiz in Google Classroom. And all these things can be done on the next tab, which is the classwork tab. So you realize that in order for you to upload anything, in order for you to assign work to your class, you'll have to come to the classwork tab. It's where you can create assignments and questions. It's where you can create the quizzes. Recently, you people attempted a quiz about Gmail and Google collaboration tools. So for us to be able to create that quiz, we had to come to classwork, and then we had to come to create, and then it gave us a different options. Then we had to select quiz. So under the classwork, it's where we create assignments and questions, we can arrange, we can actually organize all the teaching and the learning materials that we upload to our learners within the classwork section. So we are saying you can organize your work using topics. So it means when you click create, there is an option where you can select topic such that you can be in a position to arrange all the teaching and learning materials that you upload onto the classwork section for your learners to easily locate in accordance to the different topics or units that you are teaching. So this is just a simple demo showing how you upload the content, and then you can be in a position to even give maybe points or the marks. You assign marks to the assignment that you are uploading, and then you can even put the due date. When do you want the deadline? When do you want the assignment to be completed? So we are going to do all those things practically. So the other thing that we need to know is, after creating a Google Classroom, you can always share the code, just like the way you see during this program. We have been in the position to share the code with you people to that Google Classroom. We have been sharing the link with you on a certain forum, which is WhatsApp. So it's better when you are having a Google Classroom and you are also engaging with learners on Zoom. You should also have a coordination platform like WhatsApp, where you can always post any updates, because you know most of the people, most of the parents, most of the learners can easily access WhatsApp on a regular basis. So in case you want to share with them any update, you want to share with them like login details to the Google Classroom, you can always copy the link from Google Classroom and then you post it there. And then your learners will be in a position to access the Google Classroom by, of course, joining with the help of the link that you have shared. So also with Google Classroom, you should be in a position to add your fellow teachers. You should be in a position to add learners to your Google Classroom by either inviting them using their emails or just sharing the classroom code with them. And then they should be in position to join the class. So I want us to try to do it practically. So I'm going to share the entire screen such that I can be in position to open my internet browser. So I want us to try what we have been talking about practically. How do we create a Google Classroom? So to create a Google Classroom, remember we said you launch any of your internet browsers, which may be Firefox or Google Chrome or any internet browser that you have. If you are using a smartphone, you'll have to download an app. You'll have to download an app for Google Classroom, and then you install it. Then you can be in a position to do what we are going to do here on the computer. So after launching the internet browser, I'm going to type classroom.google.com. Then I hit enter. So for now, I need to first sign out. For now, it has taken me to my Google Classroom automatically because I had already signed into my Gmail account. So if you are not signed into, you just enter classroom.google.com, then you hit enter. Then it usually has to ask you to choose an account. Which account are we talking about? This is a Gmail account. Remember, we said without a Gmail account, then we cannot be in position to access. We cannot be in position to access or even create a Google Classroom. So I'm going to choose my Gmail account, which is this one, and then I'm going to enter my password. After I hit next, so I'm now entering into my my Google Classroom. The other thing that we need to know is this Google Classroom heavily uses Google Drive. If you remember very well when we talked about Google Drive is a free cloud-based file storage and the file sharing platform. So when you are working with Google Classroom, you also need to know that your Google Drive is also utilized indirectly. Because I remember with the Google Classroom, we are going to upload files, we are going to share files, and these files which we are uploading, these files which we are sharing are basically stored somewhere. And the place where they are stored must be your Google Drive. And actually, the moment you create a Google Classroom, it has to automatically create a folder in your Google Drive. Because like right now, if I just put a new tab and then I say drive.google.com, it will take me to my Google Drive. And then some of these folders that you see here, like you see Classroom, it means I have ever created a Google Classroom. That's why I have this folder here. So whenever you create any Google Classroom, when you go to your Google Drive, just know that it is going to create a classroom. It is going to create a folder where all the files and all the content that you always upload to your Google Classroom will be stored. So Google Classroom works with a Google Drive, which is a free cloud-based file storage and sharing platform. So we have already finished to sign into our Google Classroom. So the next thing we need to do as a teacher is we should be in position to create classes. So right now you can see I have very many classes that I joined and also some that I created by myself. So for me to be able to create another class, I'll just come to the plus icon. When I click on that plus icon, I see two options, join a class and then create a class. So I need to create a class. And then it will bring this information using Google Classroom at school with the students. You can take your time and you read all this information. And then basically I need to accept by saying I have read and understood the above notice, and I'm not using Google Classroom at school with students. So you see, with Google usually recommends that if you are using Google Classroom as a school, you should have what we call the G Suite. But in this particular case, I can say I have read and understood the above notice because I'm not using it as a school. I'm using it as a teacher, as just one person. So then I hit create. Then this window comes where we are supposed to enter the information about our class. The most useful information, remember, we need to have here is the class name. So for this particular case, I will say this is maybe P5 math class. This is P5 math class. I can decide to put the section. I can put the subject. Okay, I can say, let me say the name of the P5 math class, and then I can say the subject is still in math, and then I can say the section is upper, and then the room, for this particular case, I can ignore the room since I only have one class. So the room, you can use it in case maybe you have stream, so you can put a stream number there. And then hit create. So my class is being created. Yes, so you can see the moment you create your class, you are taken to the stream section of your classroom. And on the stream section, you can see we have here the class code. This is the code that will enable all my learners to join the class. So if they are to join, I will have to share this code with them. If not, I can copy the invite link. You realize in our different WhatsApp groups, we have been sharing this code we have been sharing also just a link that you just tap on and you join the Google Classroom. So this is where you get that link from. So for this, so you realize there are two options. There is either a code or a link. So if I need to share a code with, if I need to share the link with my learners, I'll come here and I hit copy the what? Copy the invite link. So I want you to have a look at how the link appears. Let me just paste it. Let me paste that link here. You can see this is the link. So the moment I share this link on a WhatsApp group and then learners tap on it, then they should be in position to join my class. So this link is one of the procedures, one of the ways the learners can join the class, or the learners can be in position to join the class with the help of the code. So remember we said the stream area is where we can communicate with the class entirely. So if I have an announcement.
Mr. Morut.
Yes, please.
I'm trying here to join the class which you have just created. Yeah?
Yes.
Just a small whatever here, such that I've joined it. I'm joining it using my the what? The code.
Yes, please.
The code that you have created. Let me just. Of course, you're going to continue. Just wanted to just give a small interview here.
Okay.
So. Okay. Okay. So this is my phone. And are you seeing my phone?
Yes, you can see it.
Okay, so if I come, so for a phone, I need to have the classroom app. Yeah? Classroom, it is here. So if someone doesn't have classroom app, so for me, this classroom app of mine, already I have a number of classes that I am in already. So if I want to add it to go to a new class, I click on this plus, and there are two options. There is create a class, and there is join a class. I saw someone in the chat who was, I think it was there's someone in the chat who was posting that he get up for those with the phone. That is Jane. So whatever Mr. Morut is doing there, you can do it with your phone. So let me try to join his class. So Mr. Morut, what is the code you read for me?
Let me just do.
Okay, let me maybe end this.
The code is DH.
It is what?
DH. D.
You type it in the chat.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I've seen it in the chat. DHD 3. Then I have MVK. So a learner can either use the code to join, or a learner can just click on the link if it was posted in WhatsApp. And the moment it is validated, it will tell me I'm in the class that Mr. Morut has just created. Under classwork, nothing has been put. I think Mr. Morut is going to show us how we can put things in the classwork. And under people, I'm not alone. I'm there with John Baptist and Mr. Mukisa. So Mr. Morut, now your class has some learners. You can proceed.
Okay.
Let me start sharing. You can proceed. You have some learners now. I wanted you to have some learners so that.
Okay. Okay. So so I can communicate. Remember, we are on the stream tab. I can communicate to my learners. I can say, welcome to our Google my classroom. Okay. And then I can say all learning materials and the assignments will be uploaded here. Okay, so this is like an announcement and a welcome notice to my learners. So I can post it, or I can post it right now. I can schedule it and then it is posted later. I can save it as a draft. Saving it as a draft means I just want to I've created it, but I've not yet finalized it. So I will finalize with that post later, and then I post it. But for this particular case, I needed to post it. So still after typing this message, after typing this information, I can be in a position to attach maybe a Google Drive file. Maybe I have a supplementary document which has information about that I want my learners to see the moment they join my class. I can attach that file from here, or I can just upload a file from my local computer. I can even add a link, or I can just add the YouTube video. But for this particular case, let me just post this notice, and then I say post. So my learners should be in a position to see this now. And still on this platform, you realize that now some learners are already they are already posting something. So remember, we said the stream is a platform, a communication platform, a communication section where the teacher and the learners can always communicate. So you can see already there is a learner by the name Niwamanya Kenneth. He has posted something. So this is where all the communications between the learners and the teachers will be made always. So, and you will see, you'll get always notifications that the stream was updated. And you can click show, and then you can see the different communications now flowing in because the learners have already joined. So after me posting, learners can be in a position to comment. As you can see already, my post has comments from Madam Shiba. You can see, you really get to feel that this is really a classroom where there is interaction, there is that liberty where learners can be in position to interact with their teachers. Learners can interact with fellow learners. Are we together? So I want us to go to classwork because time is really moving so fast. So want to upload some content, want to upload something to our classwork section. So when you click classwork, you will see a create button, and then you will see Google Calendar, and then you will see class drive folder. Remember, we say the moment you create a Google Drive, the moment you create a Google Classroom, automatically on your Google Drive there will be a class drive. So if you want to access the Google Drive class drive folder, you can just click here and then you'll be taken there. But when we click classwork, you realize that it is under classwork where we can create assignments and questions, and we can use topics to organize the different classwork that we have created. So for this particular case, I am going to create. So when you click create, you can see these are the different items that you can be able to create. You can create an assignment. You people have been attempting different assignments that we have been creating. So this is where we could go and we create it. And then you can create a quiz assignment. You can create a question. You can create just a material. You can upload a material for your learning material for your learners to be able to access, and then they learn. You can also create a reuse. You can reuse a post. Maybe there is a certain post you posted sometime. You can always reuse it. And then you can create a topic in order for you to organize your work. So for this particular case, let me create a topic, and then I'm going to create a topic about, since this is a math class, I'm going to create a topic about maybe numeracy. Okay. And then I will say,
Mr. Morut.
Yes, please.
Maybe before as you create the topics, there is something that I realized about the topics. It depends on whether you have created a class. Like in this case, it is a class for math. So you can have several topics under mathematics. Numeracy, probability, and under each topic, maybe there will be assignments. But if you have created one class, one group class when it's not P5 math, when it is P5 in general. So under this, the best way is to have the subjects as the topics. So you can have science as a topic, math as a topic, English. Then the rest of the assignments, whenever we create them, if it is a math assignment, you will be selecting it to fall under math. These topics are a way of organizing this classroom. So in this case, you can put numeracy. But if it was in general, primary 5, then it will be better to just have mathematics. You have like 4 main topics, and then the other assignments will all be under that to have things organized.
Yeah,
I think proceed.
Let me edit the class. We can still edit the name of the class. I don't know whether you saw where I went to edit, to be able to edit the class details. You see this gear icon for settings. Just click on it, and then it will bring the class details. And then you can be in a position to edit the name of your class to maybe P5 class. And then you save. Now, assuming we are now having P5 class, so I can edit this. I can rename this topic to be math. Okay. And then I hit rename. And then I can create another topic, and then I call it SST. And then I add. And then I create another one.
Yeah. This just a second as you continue there.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to show them something here. For example, let me go to primary. We are having lessons going on for our learners. If I go to classwork, members, I see how this, we have religious education, then I can have several. Under religious education, when I'm creating the exercises and the assignments, I'll be giving them the real titles now. But for now, so there I can put in under mathematics, I can put numeracy notes, probability notes. But at the stage of topic, I just have 4 main topics. Religious education as a topic, that's the subject. Science as a topic, SST as a topic, mathematics as a topic, English as a topic. Then when I'm creating the assignment, which will be the next stage, when it is English assignment 3, then I'll select English as a topic. So that is what I wanted to show for organization. You can proceed.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so let's work with these particular topics. I think they are enough. Now, the other thing what that we want to see is how do we create an assignment? There are 2 different categories of assignments. There is just an assignment, and then there's a quiz assignment. Let's begin with the assignment. You enter the title of the assignment. For example, I will say numeracy assignment. Okay, and then you can instruct your learners. You give your learners instructions from here, and then you can tell them, please watch the video below. Watch the video linked. Watch the video linked below and answer questions about it. Okay, so maybe there is a certain video that you have already created. You will learn how to create videos. Maybe there is a video you created, and in that particular video there is an assignment at the end of the video. So you instruct them to watch the video, and then they should be in a position to attempt the questions which are there in that particular video. So you can now upload the video in case you have a video on your computer. But if you don't have, maybe you have it, it is already uploaded on YouTube. You can click YouTube. You click this YouTube icon, and then you search for the video, maybe about numeracy, and then you search. Maybe this is the video. Maybe this is the video that you like about that. Maybe it is your video that you uploaded on YouTube, and assuming it is the one, you select it. After selecting it, you click add, and then it will bring the video here. And then it means you're finished to upload the learning material. You're finished to upload where your assignment is located. These ones are just instructions, but all the content of the assignment, it is found here in that video. Then you come to this other side. So this assignment, you have to assign it to the learners. You are either going to assign it to all the learners, or you are going to assign it to just some. I can see I have so many learners. So if you want all the learners to be able to attempt, then you make sure this box here is checked for all the learners. If you just want some of them, then you deselect all learners, and then you select just the particular learners that you want to attempt. So after selecting them, and then you can come here, and then you hit assign.
Mr. Morud.
Yes, please.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Before you assign the topic, choose the topic.
Yeah, I have to choose the topic, and the topic is math, such that that assignment will be put under math, and then also have to give the grade, like the how many marks does a learner get after attempting the assignment. For this particular case, we are giving 100 points. And then I also have to put the deadline. By what date must the assignment be due? Then I select, I have to click on this drop down arrow, and then I come here to this drop down arrow, and then I select the future date. So for example, maybe I want the assignment to be due in 1 week's time, that is by 18th. So I select the date, and then I also have to select the time. Maybe I want it to be ready to be done by 6 p.m. of that particular date. And then now I can assign. If you want it to be done by all the learners, I think I've already selected some. So I'll just hit assign, and then the learners should be in position to see it. Mr. Rogers, can you share your screen and of your phone, and we see from the learner's perspective?